What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy, the Dread Man, is back, and here we are with the NFL Fourth and Goal podcast to hear what my guys, Flip Side and Waz talk. Flip, Waz, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Chilling, enjoying summer finally being over. Oh man, it was getting too hot over here, so I'm just glad that
Definitely.
I can chill, have some cold nights. Oh man,
Yeah, I'm
good.
gonna flip on that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna flip on that.
Absolutely.
California and Florida, two of the hotter states in this country. Definitely trying to wait for those days to come down to where it's, maybe like mid to low 70s. We're still probably another month out from that, but
Right.
it's starting to creep in finally.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm in Virginia, and we're the most bipolar weather state in the USA, or probably top three. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, fellas, let's get into some week two reviews and week three predictions. Game of the week. Oh boy, for me, I could do game of the week, team of the week, and choke of the week all in one, and that is the Rams and the Falcons game. Actually, this week you could probably do like 4 or 5 chokes of the week. But yeah, game of the week for me was the Rams and the Falcons. All right, but anyway, Flip, what about you? What was your game of the week for week 2?
My game of the week is I got a tie. Actually, yeah, I got a tie. I got a tie between Dolphins, Ravens, and Raiders, Cardinals.
Right.
It was fun seeing the Raiders dominate the Cardinals for like the first 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of let me know like my team Chargers that beat them were we're actually pretty good. Like it's good to see Kyler Murray and them get smashed on.
Oh yeah.
But then Kyler Murray starts coming back. The comeback kid. That like 30-second play where I think it was a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
It was like a 30-second 2-point conversion, and then he does it again for the touchdown. And then the Hunter Renfrow fumble, so that was crazy. And then the Dolphins, Ravens, that speaks for itself. I think we're down 14-35 in like 12 minutes into the fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
they dropped 14 points in like less than 2 minutes. That was crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are my 2 game of the week right there. You can go either way with those. I'm pretty sure it's Dolphins, Ravens. So for me,
could you do the same thing for choke of the week?
Yes, you can definitely do the same thing for choke of the week. Those 2 teams both choked it crazy.
Yes.
Hunter Renfrow fumbling back to back in overtime. The Dolphins Tua looked amazing
on
that
did.
Final drive.
Yes, he did.
He drove down the field effortless. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but still, like to get the ball to him to get your reads off like that. Props to Tua. He had a hell of a fourth quarter. So yeah, I mean, I'm giving up choke the week to both those teams.
Yeah.
Shit, I'll give it to the Browns too.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, Flip. Waz, what was your game of the week?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to I was thinking the Dolphins Ravens game as well.
It was the most high scoring. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't really say. I mean, Lamar had a great game. I mean, up until, like I said, when they had that 35-14 lead, like Lamar was cooking. He had that 75-yard touchdown run. I think that was considered the longest for a quarterback in league history. They looked like they were doing the thing, and again, like Tua did not have a good first half, but he turned it around in that second half, and pretty much like I'm still like on the fence. Like I don't know like if this is going to be the Tua going forward, but it was an incredible performance for him in that fourth quarter, and a big choke job by the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes.
To just let that game, especially in a home opener, let that game slip away for them. But when you got guys like Hill and Waddle that can just like light up and score on a catch, again, we'll see if this is going to be the things to come. But for the Dolphins, but it was a really, really, really good game.
Yeah. Now, most improved. I don't really know how to call this. Well, actually, you know what? I might have to give it to Jaguars for most improved because because the thing is they are doing very well. But then again, for some weird reason, they got the Colts number. You could either give it to the Dolphins or the Colts. You could either give it to the Dolphins or the Jaguars. I'm going to give it to the Jaguars. But yeah, Flip, what was your most improved team of this week for week 2?
I got to give it to the Dolphins for an overall thing because we saw week 1 when they played the Patriots. It was a divisional game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the typical thing. You didn't really see the offenses go crazy.
Right.
The defenses were pretty on point. So we couldn't really see this Dolphins team to a full extent. But for them to come out and beat a team that a lot of us have making the playoffs with a pretty good record, about 11 to 13 wins, I think, between all three of us. I think that's really impressive. I know it came in the fourth quarter, but it shows that they're kind of like that Chiefs team where you can't ever count them out.
Yeah.
So if they're going to the third quarter or fourth quarter, just 28, 30 points on the Ravens team. I know they're missing 3 corners and Marcus Peters just got back, but either way, Tyreek and Waddle look like they're going to be
dangerous,
the scariest duo in the NFL. So, I think most improved goes to them. I think that's the Dolphins team that a lot of people were thinking could be if Tua, it was always on Tua. It was, can Tua get the ball to Tyreek? Can Tua improve as a quarterback? Can he improve as a passer? And it's looking like he's doing that. That Dolphins defense looks a little suspect, but I mean, if they can hold the Ravens, scoreless in the fourth quarter, well, to 3 points basically, but if they can do that, most improved team for me.
Wise, most improved team of the week.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Jags for sure. I think the toss-up for me between the Jags and the Lions.
With
how Jacksonville looked, even though they lost in week 1 to the Commanders, they, in a way, you could argue that they gave that game away. They had that lead in the fourth quarter. They let it slip out of their hands. They let Wentz take over. But overall, it didn't feel like as big of a Jags blunder as this game looked like in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence seems to definitely have improved on last season. I think overall, it just seems to be a different environment with Doug Peterson as the coach for that team. With obviously replacing Urban Meyer and the shenanigans that he had going on in Jacksonville. The overall, I think this team, like Robinson again, had a nice solid game. Christian Kirk is granted, some people argue that he might have got overpaid as a receiver, for what he might have been valued at. But he's turning into a nice piece for them. The dude on defense, Walker, their first round pick past season, he's looking solid. Again, it's not as big of a. I mean, Jags have missed on some first rounders before, but with with Walker, with Josh Allen, I just think they're looking pretty solid. Not like Saxonville like they were maybe 4 or 5 years back, but kind of to post a shutout against this Colts team. I think a lot of it. I can't remember if you guys picks, but I don't know. Again, I think the Colts we had at least probably making the playoffs or being like a competitive team with the talent they got. And shutting them out, that's very impressive in my mind. But I'll probably lean on them being the most improved team of the week.
Right. Like I say, in the choke of the week, you can give it to like 3 or 4 teams really, but like I said, I'm going to give it to the Falcons because they had that damn game right. And the thing is, to add insult to injury, they were down 28-3. So yeah, and like I said, also you could give it to the Ravens too because the Ravens were supposed to blow them dudes out of the water. But then again, I didn't matter of fact, didn't I pick against the Ravens? I did say that it's weird, like for some strange reason, the Dolphins can beat the Ravens. But yeah.
Me and you picked against the Ravens because I said I was going with my left-handed homie.
Yeah. And the defense, like I said, that defense is nothing to sneeze at, despite Lamar carving them up in the first half. But yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go stick with the Falcons as my choke of the week. But Flip, what about you?
Choke of the week, I gotta go with the Ravens here. I know it can. I'm between the Ravens and the Raiders, but I'm just gonna move towards the Ravens here, just because you give up 30 points in the fourth quarter. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It should never happen. The Ravens defense would be ashamed of them. Even if you're missing all those corners, to give up 30 points in the fourth, that's insane. So that offense, the run game needs to be implemented more or something.
Yeah, the burn clock.
Never happen.
Yeah. All right, boys. Choke of the week.
Yeah, I have to give it. I think the choke. If it goes to the Browns,
Oh God, yeah.
Well, I mean, for them to give up. They were up 13 points with 2 minutes and change. 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 35 seconds, I think, left in the fourth quarter. And against Joe Flacco, come on, 37-year-old Joe Flacco basically torches them for 4 touchdowns in a game. This is supposed to be a solid defensive team. I mean, this is a team that, especially with with a running back like a Chubb, this team should be able to hold the lead for sure, especially against a Jets team. And now all of a sudden, this Jets team, I don't know, they look. I mean, they could be a little frisky too. Maybe they get things in place once Wilson comes back. But you can definitely not expect to blow that kind of a lead to the Jets team, especially led by an aging Joe Flacco, who maybe his last season could barely find a slot on any of the 32 NFL teams. It just doesn't make any sense. But here we go. Browns are 1-1. Again, it was looking like they might be a 2-0 team that might be able to hold the ship steady for Deshaun Watson when he comes back. But now it seems like it's the same old Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, of course. Now on to week 3. We got the Thursday night football game with the Pittsburgh Steelers going on the road to the Cleveland. I don't know what to make of this game because the Steelers' offense looked lackluster to say the least, and the Browns completely just pissed the game away against it. And the thing is, this is going to be one of those low scoring now. And if the Steelers lose this one, they got some decisions to make. And the Browns, the thing is, I don't think they've scored more than 21 points in the last 2 games. But I've noticed in this week, there's a lot of 0-2 teams that I didn't expect. Is the sky falling? Should you panic if you're 0-2 right now? I'm not sure. I don't think so, but it depends on what your schedule going forward. Oh, man. But as far as the Steelers-Browns game, hopefully I don't regret this, but going ahead and give me the Steelers 14-13 over the Browns. Flip, who you got? Steelers-Browns.
I think this is probably going to end up another game like we saw last week for the Steelers. Patriots, both teams trying to establish some offense. Defense is probably the same outcome here.
Right.
I don't know which offense to go with. I honestly just want to go with the Browns here just because the running back tandem. I know Najee's still a little banged up.
Yeah.
Trubisky still doesn't look good. The Steelers
that O-line
solid too.
Yeah, that Steelers O-line is
that O-line is it's a little It's a divisional game, so I know both of these teams know each other well.
Right.
I kind of want to go with the Browns here just because it's a divisional game, and they're going to know that Steelers team well enough to scheme against them. And I think it's going to be close. So I think it's going to be like Patriots, Steelers, just Browns win this 17-14.
All right, Waz, who you got? Steelers, Browns.
Yeah, this is going to be a very low-scoring game. Both teams coming off a short week. The Steelers, I don't think they have it with Trubisky. I think you guys need to go and see what you got. Because Trubisky is not it. And see what you have here, especially because the Steelers, with that, even though you again, this Browns team, they didn't look great. They blew that lead, but at least I can at least trust them to maybe put up a little bit of points with the combination of Chubb and Hunt that Flip alluded to. Brissett, I'll put slightly above Trubisky at this point, but he seems to have a little bit of a connection with Cooper. Again, I think it's going to be low scoring. Again, it's going to be decided by a field goal, even if the final score is 3-0. Give me Cleveland to edge out Pittsburgh. Again, this is going to be the typical, AFC North slugfest. I'm imagining, especially on a Thursday night show week. Give me Cleveland. Cleveland to win this game. I'm going to say again 17-13.
All right. Next up, we got the Houston Texans going on the road against the Chicago Bears. This is going to be another strange game and another probably low-scoring one. I don't know what to make of this Texans team. I really don't. I didn't really have high expectations coming from them this year anyway. But I mean, they just been funny. The Chicago Bears, they're decent. Well, I mean, thing is, I'm not really. This is a game that I'm not really expecting much more from them either. Justin Fields right now, he's still trying to find himself. Let's just say that. And the Texans, I don't know what direction they're going in on the offensive or the defensive side of the ball. The Bears only favored by 2.5 points in this game, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the Bears. Give me the Bears in this game, 17-10 over the Texans. Flip, who you got? Bears, Texans. Flip, you there?
My bad, I was muted. I like the Texans in this one. I'm starting to see the Texans slowly develop an offense. Their defense is looking real solid. It's been fighting for this offense. It's hoping that they can finally get things together. Damian Pierce it's looking like they're trying to make him into that workhorse for that team. Davis Mills, he has the chemistry with Brandon Cooks. He just needs to get it with like one other receiver, maybe a Nico Collins, maybe OJ Howard. And I think that Texans team, they can maybe sneak a few wins, maybe become like a 6-7 win team this year. So when I look at this Bears team, Justin Fields threw the ball, I think, 15 times last week.
Yeah.
They did like 9 passes. They relied heavily on this run. It doesn't look like they trust him to throw the ball at all. Darnell Mooney's their only receiver. They don't have Cole Kmet out there because he's always on block duty. That O-line is in shambles. I think this Texans defense is going to bully them. And that offense, like I said earlier, I think it's looking. So give me the Texans in this. I'll say
Bears. Yeah. Absolutely nothing that either team. The result from that game is what we should probably expect them overall in the season versus what happened in that San Francisco game in week 1. Chicago, in terms of talent, going to vie for one of the worst records in this league. Yes, I was thinking at the start of the season, like 15 for 28 for like a $1.50. So they're going with the run game the second half against the Packers. With Montgomery and Herbert. They were showing some promise in that aspect, and that might be what this team kind of has to make big power run team. But I don't know, again, if they have the personnel to maintain that during the course of the season. But again, Houston, again, necessarily the right overall is still kind of like Pierce. Give me the Texans. Give me Texans to win this game.
All right. I guess I'm the only one going. It's going to be this one should Kansas City Chiefs. The Colts, they got a good running game. They really do. Now they're 2-0. They're firing on all cylinders because even though the Chiefs, and the thing is, the Colts have won a big. So like, what do we really do? 27-13 over the Colts.
Let's get Michael Pittman back. This is the only target on this offense. If they can open up the passing game again, that opens up Jonathan Taylor in the run game. No more stacked boxes. I still don't think it's going to be enough to beat this Chiefs offense, and I'll give some credit to their defense, but it's more so that Mahomes, he's getting more comfortable with these receivers. He's still got his safety blanket with Kelsey. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been overachieving.
Yeah.
It feels like he's just been rushing his ass off, maybe because he sees that it's almost the end for him if he doesn't. Yeah, give me the Chiefs in this one. I think the Colts put up a little bit of a fight. I think Jonathan Taylor might go crazy, but
that's
it
not
probably
enough.
won't be enough.
Yeah.
Give me the Chiefs 27-23 over the Colts.
All right, why? So you got Chiefs Colts.
Yeah, I know this is in Indianapolis, but give me the Chiefs all the way.
Yeah.
The only foreseeable way that I could see the Colts winning this game is Jonathan Taylor's going to have to go off and Matt Ryan's going to have to go off. And so far, Matt Ryan has looked really terrible. Has not looked anything like he was years and years back with the Falcons. Back then, you might argue that it was an upgrade for the Colts to get rid of Wentz and bring in Matt Ryan. So far, it looks like basically a parallel move, if not worse, for the Indianapolis Colts. This team, has aspirations. They have the talent. They got beat on both sides of the ball, but they've just not shown up yet so far this season. First tying to Houston and then losing and getting shut out on the road against the Jags. Meanwhile, this Chiefs team has looked pretty solid and has looked like the favorite in the league so far. They look like the team to beat so far in the league, next to the Bills. I think, again, I can't foresee Matt Ryan beating Mahomes in a shootout, not at this point in his career. I think the Chiefs take this one away. I'm surprised that they're not favored by at least a touchdown, if not more, even though they're give me the Chiefs to win this pretty handily by double digits. Kansas City wins this. I'll say they'll win it 30-17.
All right. Next up, we got Titans Raiders. This is strange to watch because both of these teams are 0-2, and I did not expect that. The Titans have choked away a couple games, and the Raiders, they got a couple of questionable losses, but then again, a loss is a loss. You can, either way you slice it. I don't know if it's Derek Carr because Derek Carr's got the weapons, and Titans have just been making some horrible play calls. I don't know what the hell is going on with Mike Vrabel. I guess, turnovers have a lot to do with it too. But the thing is, has the Derrick Henry code been cracked, or is it something else that's wrong with the Titans? Because I don't think that's the case. I don't really know what to make of this game, fellas. The Raiders are ahead by 2 points, but the Titans are at home. This could spell doom for whoever loses this game. I mean, because the thing is, the schedule doesn't get any easier for either of these teams. Hopefully I don't regret this, but go on ahead and give me the Titans in this game, actually. Give me the Titans 28-26 over the Raiders. Flip, who you got? Titans, Raiders.
I got Raiders in this. It was embarrassing watching this Titans team get destroyed by the Bills. The Raiders kind of have a similar offense to the Bills in the sense that, Carr, the way Allen has been playing, he's not really a rushing quarterback right now. He's just sitting in the pocket. Carr's got the line to kind of let him sit in the pocket against this Titans team and throw it to Devontae. Same way Allen's been getting to Diggs. The run games, they're kind of in a committee. Singletary and Moss. I know Bolden's hurt. He might be back this week, but it's usually Josh Jacobs, Zamir White, and Bolden.
Yeah.
Their defenses are. The Raiders defense hasn't achieving as much as the Bills, but they still got Chandler Jones and Mason Crosby, or not Mason Crosby, Max Crosby. on that D line. So, I mean, the Titans just look ridiculous. I saw a lot of people talking about bringing in Malik Willis, and it's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be the end of Tannehill at this point. He's hurting Derrick Henry's production because he's for A.J. Brown. The receiving game is bad, so Derrick Henry's bad in return because they can just stack that box and just rush him. There were some plays where he'd get the ball and they were already in the backfield, so it's not looking good for the Titans. Give me the Raiders in this game. I'll say 28-17.
All right. Why? So you got Raiders, Titans.
Yeah, I got the Raiders in this game. Overall, between both teams, I know both are 0-2, but I think for the Raiders, for sure, this is like a do or die game. You can't go to 0-3, especially in that division that they're in. Meanwhile, the Tennessee is in a much weaker division. Potentially, that division could win with 8 or 9 games under the belt. So I think Tennessee could probably even afford to lose this game. But comparing Carr and Tannehill, again, Tannehill has tailed off. He has definitely regressed over the years. Derrick Henry, again with the lack of options and the receiving threat that Tennessee provides, has teams kind of crowd around that box. I think again the Raiders. You could argue again they played the Chargers tough week 1 and threw that game against the Cardinals last week. I think the Raiders have definitely shown they're kind of a more better team so far this season. We're only 2 games in. Meanwhile, Tennessee hasn't shown me too much at all of anything this season. Give me the Raiders to win this game. I'm going to say Raiders win this 28-21.
All right. Next we got a hot one. We got AFC East matchup. The Buffalo Bills going on the road against the Miami Dolphins. Tua woke up. Tua woke up. He's got Tyreek firing all cylinders. The run game is good, and the defense is dangerous. The Buffalo Bills is an offensive juggernaut, and they've got a secondary. The only thing is are they going to be able to get to is that front seven going to be able to get to Tua? And you can say the same thing about the Dolphins front seven getting to Josh Allen. I don't really think that Josh Allen wants to play that dangerous game and try to scramble this one because I think they can really hurt him. I think this one might actually come down to who's got the better running game, actually. Because, who has the weaker run defense? I'm not sure between the two. But whoever's that, lines up behind the running back, they're going to have to put in some extra work to open up the passing game and make them scared. Oh, boy. Because Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Tua, but I don't even know if I can say that they have the better receiving core because, he's throwing complete darts to Stephon Diggs. Oh, boy. This is a hard one, but it's probably going to be the most entertaining game this week. I'm going to go upset. I'm going to go with Dolphins 31-28 over the Bills. Flip, who you got? Dolphins, Bills.
Dolphins, Bills?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't want to count out the Dolphins in this just because when you got Tyreek Hill on the field, and then you got mini Tyreek Hill on the field with Jalen Waddle, imagine having the guard 2 Tyreek. That is like, there was a reason why they both had, I think, like 160-plus yards last week. They're incredibly difficult to guard because they're both speedsters who can run around. And that is just ridiculous to have 2 of them. Tua is like, imagine if Aaron Rodgers had both of them. I know it's downplaying Tua, but Aaron Rodgers is both of those guys.
Lights out. It's over.
that would be a show. Patrick Mahomes with both of them, that'd be a show. So I can't count the Dolphins out of this, but the way the Bills have been playing, the way the Dolphins showed me that they need a lot of time to ramp up. I don't think the Bills will ever let their foot off the gas in this game. It might be a high-scoring game, probably will be. I got to go with the Bills here. They're the high hand. Stephon Diggs is looking like he might be that guy this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really have a run game, but do they really need one with Josh Allen? He's the run game. He's the passing game. So,
yeah.
The defense is playing lights out as well. So I got to go with the hot hand here. I'm going with the Bills. Give me the Bills in this 35-28 over the Dolphins.
All right. Watts, who you got? Bills, Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Bills on this. As much as, again, as dangerous as Dolphins offense looked, at least last week in the fourth quarter, and with the two receivers, the two monsters receivers they got, the Bills have looked more like a more complete team to me. Again, the Dolphins, they were down most of that game. Tua looked pretty bad for that first half until we turned it over in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to play, Jekyll and Hyde with which Tua you're going to get against this Bills team. The Bills for sure have, arguably a better offense than the Ravens. So I think for sure the Bills could certainly mimic and do what the Ravens did to Miami, if not maybe a little worse. Now again, this is going to be in Miami. This is going to be essentially a hot humid day. Could mess with a Buffalo team coming up from the comforts of the North. That could be a factor there. But I'm not going to bet against this Bills team because again, next to the Chiefs, I think the Bills have looked the best next to the Chiefs overall so far this season. So I will go and take them in this game to win. But with I think the spread right now at you get 6 points for the Dolphins, I would definitely take the Dolphins plus 6 in this. But for now, I think just to win the game, give me Buffalo to edge out Miami. I think it could be a shootout. Give me Buffalo 34, Miami 28.
All right. Next up, NFC North matchup. Minnesota Vikings at home against the Detroit Lions. Now, the Detroit Lions, a lot of people didn't really expect that much coming into the season. Is every game they've been in, even though it's only 2 games, they got some fight in them. And the thing is, they will not go down easy. It doesn't matter who they go up against, but they're gonna fight. And the Vikings, I don't really know what to make of the Vikings either. I mean, the thing is, it is time for people to give Kirk Cousins his respect. But the thing is, he's been prone to blowing some games. And the thing is, do you really want to rely on a Vikings defense to bail you out? Because the Vikings aren't really what they used to be on the defensive side of the ball. The Vikings are up. They got a 6-point spread against them. They're favored by 6 points against the Lions. The thing is, this might be another one of those weirdo, strange, out of the blue kind of games. But this is the one game that I'm going to play it safe this week. I got a bunch of upsets that y'all aren't going to believe, but I'm going to play it safe this game. Go ahead and give me the Vikings over the Lions 26-21. Flip, who you got? Vikings, Lions.
I'm actually looking forward to these upsets, but
yeah,
I got the Vikings in this one. I like the Lions. I like their offense a lot. I'm not gonna knock out the Vikings just yet because that's Monday Night Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
We know how Monday Night Kirk is. That's an anomaly. So I'm gonna give the Vikings a chance here. I think it's still better and better. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if someone said the Lions could probably beat the Vikings in this game pretty easily. DeAndre Swift is having a hell of a year already. Amon-Ra St. Brown is coming out and looking like he could be a top 5 receiver if he keeps this up. Jared Goff, I mean, he's got the weapons. I trust this Vikings defense involved. I think this is the game they do it. I think we see the Vikings offense at its best. Still a close game, but I'm going to say Vikings over Lions 28-27.
All right. Wow, so you got Vikings, Lions.
Yeah, man, this Lions team is definitely a frisky team. They're definitely a team. I mean, I was not expecting this team to have this kind of offense at least for 2 weeks. They're putting up 35 points a game, and are competitive. And they're not going down in any of these games so far that we've seen. Meanwhile, the Vikings they let a stinker last week. But again, that was Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
and against a solid Eagles team. I think they'll be able to turn this around. I think this game again. Kurt needs to use 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Eastern games, if not 4 o'clock, 4:25 Eastern game.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we're not in prime time, Kirk Cousins is all right. But I think this is going to be a really, really close game. I think Detroit, obviously, they've shown they can hang offensively. Now, whereas defensively, I think that they still need to catch up. But they definitely have given up points at both the weeks so far. But again, against this Vikings offense, I mean, Thielen was not really a show last week. No one on the Vikings offense showed up. I think they're going to be motivated to be a blowout, or not a blowout. Sorry, I guess be a shootout, I should say.
Yeah.
Give me Vikings to win this game. 30.
Patriots at home. They haven't really looked good in their first couple of games. All that good. The Ravens completely choked. And the thing is, the Ravens, they can, they're an offensive powerhouse in the AFC conference. The thing is, I think that the Ravens are going to be mad as a Hornet from the way they lost. And the thing is, they don't want to drop. They don't want 2 straight L's to AFC East teams. Mac Jones is not bad when you give him time to throw, but the thing is, clock management in this one is going to be key. I mean, the thing is, I don't think that Bill Belichick has cracked that Lamar Jackson code. But thing is, that Ravens defense, especially that secondary, they're banged up and not too healthy. They can be lit up, but it all depends on how that running game for both of them looks. Because both teams want to utilize the running game. They want to be able to eat up the clock, and that's something that the Ravens, the Patriots don't really at this moment. Go ahead and give me the Ravens in this game, 28-20 over the Patriots. Flip, who you got? Ravens, Patriots.
I'm going to take the Ravens here. The Patriots' offense has looked mediocre at best. Their defense, I mean, they held the Dolphins a little bit, but that's a divisional game as well right now. This Ravens offense, it's clicking on all cylinders. They're probably getting J.K. Dobbins back this week. I can't see the Patriots holding Lamar down. This man is back to his old self. He's running around. I think he had like a 60-yard touchdown last week. So with Dobbins back, they're probably going to implement more of the run game even more this year. Rashad Bateman's been looking good. Mark Andrews. I don't think they have Duvernay this week.
I don't think they do.
It really doesn't matter. I think this team offensively, they're good enough to take the lead away from the Patriots. The Patriots offense, it does't excite me enough to think that they're going to beat the Ravens in this game. So give me the Ravens 27-17 over the Patriots.
All right. Wow, so you got Ravens, Patriots.
Yeah, Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to walk up and down the Patriots. The Patriots offense has looked completely dead so far this season. Mac Jones just does not look like he has it. It looks like a far cry from his rookie season last year. There's just nothing. He's got nothing really to kind of do or to throw to. Damian Harris isn't. He's not like the large workhorse that they can kind of depend on to give him like 30 carries to kind of lead this offense. And again, that never has been the case with a Belichick in a Belichick system. I just don't think this team has the roster together for Belichick to kind of thrive with what he wants to do and how he's been doing it in the past as he's done it with Brady. It's just not there. Meanwhile, I think the Ravens, coming off such a tough loss, blowing that lead to the Dolphins. I just think, even though it's going to be in Foxborough, I don't think again that defense. Give me Ravens to win this pretty handily. Baltimore wins this game 28-13.
All right. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals that are 0-2 going up against the Jets who are 1-1. Sounds strange when you say it out loud, don't it? Now, the thing is, the Jets have fought in both of their games, but thing is, the Bengals have too. And I think that the Bengals just have had bad luck. They're not a bad team, but thing is, that O line that the Bengals have, I don't know what's going on, but they're gonna get Joe Burrow murked out here if they don't get it together because they got the weapons, they got the running game too, and the thing is, the defense is okay. So I don't see what the problem is. I think that O line is just the biggest problem, and the fact that Joe Burrow's been making careless decisions. Like I think they're like one of the most turnover prone teams in the game right now, but it's still early. They can fix it. The Jets are. The thing is, they're okay, but will they be okay? But the thing is, with what they have done, would that give you some kind of inkling that they could do something against the Bengals? I'm gonna tell you this right now: if the Bengals lose, they're in trouble. They really are. I mean, the thing is, I think they said that if any team that starts out 0-3, only has like maybe like an 18% chance of making the playoffs. Um, this is a game that I did want to go upset on, but you know what? I'm gonna play it safe. Go ahead and give me the Bengals. The Bengals can't possibly go 0-3, can they? Don't answer that yet. But yeah, give me the Bengals in this game. 24-17 over the Jets. Who you got? Jets, Bengals.
You know what? This might be my upset game.
Oh.
I am going with the Jets in this game, mainly because one, Joe Burrow is getting sacked and pressured insanely.
Yeah.
I think he's been sacked on 38% of his pressures or something like that. It's some crazy stat like that.
And his turnover rate is nasty.
Yeah, I mean, when he's got. Remember how we saw Justin Fields last season snap the ball and they would be in the backfield already? It's looking like that for Joe Burrow this year. And when that happens, I mean, you don't really get enough time to throw it to a Jamar Chase or a T. Higgins. You don't get enough, offensive line presence to have Joe Mixon run it and go crazy for you. So that offense is struggling crazy. When the offense struggles that badly, the defense can only do so much for so long. My bad. So when I see that, and then I see Joe Flacco on the other side, I know he's 37, but Joe Flacco was a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
And we see how he's developing this chemistry with these receivers. He's got Garrett Wilson looking like a top lottery pick for receivers. He's got Corey Davis looking like a good receiver again.
Yeah.
I remember when I was on the Titans, he's got Michael Carter and Breece Hall in the backfield, and he's dumping it off to them when he needs to. It's looking like Joe Flacco for this final week because they're probably saying that Zach Wilson will be back next week. I think he goes out there and he says to the Jets organization, this should be my team. I went out here and I whooped some ass. I won some games for you guys. So he's going to end this 2-1. Give me Joe Flacco to surprise and upset the Bengals. I'll say Jets 24, Bengals 21.
All right. All right, Waz, who you got? Jets, Bengals.
I think someday I'm going to learn about this Bengals team and not put my faith in them, not put my trust in them, supporting them to win a game. But I don't think that's this week. I still can't find it in me to bet against Burrow and this Bengals team. I can't see them going.
Yeah.
This offensive line has absolutely been dog trash against so far this season. Burrow will be fortunate to be on 2 feet, standing upright by the end of the season. The way things are going, it doesn't make any sense. The team has upgraded. The whole point in the offseason for them was to upgrade that O line, and it seems like even with their upgrades, they're basically back to where they started. Joe Burrow fighting for his life. He is not getting the time he needs. He's not able to stay upright to deliver this team to victories. They just did not. I was completely in awe that they lost to the Cowboys. But again, you can argue that the Bengals have faced 2 stout defenses. They faced the TJ Watt week 1. They faced the Micah Parsons in week 2. To get one of those calibers on their D line or on their front 7, they do not. to lose faith in them. Again, I can see the flip side. You could argue that the Bengals, kind of was a fluke last season. They weren't supposed to go to the Super Bowl. They had a lot of things, a lot of lucky breaks fall their way.
Yeah.
Maybe this is kind of karma and kind of the universe balancing itself back, especially for a Super Bowl lose. But I can't. I'm not going to pick against them in the Jets. Give me the Bengals to win this game and get back on the right ship. Give me the Bengals to win. I'll take Bengals in this game, 24-17. Joe Burrow will get.
Sure.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow and Russell Wilson have averaged 1.2 seconds in the pocket before it just gets destroyed. 1.2 seconds.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because look at their lines. Yeah. Yeah, their line. That has a lot to do with it. But yeah, anywho, moving on. NFC East matchup, you got the Washington Commanders at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Philly has surprised the hell out of me this year, and Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's doing his best to try to shut up all the doubters, saying he's one dimensional, that he's not going to be elite. He looked pretty damn good out there. I mean, especially against a team that he wasn't really supposed to beat. Washington, the Carson Wentz led Washington team. I can't make heads or tails of them because. A lot of people will argue that Washington should be 0-2 right now, but I mean, you can argue that all day long. And at this point, I think that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz is, because Carson Wentz is past his prime. And the thing is, Washington, they can come back, but thing is, can they come back against a team like Philly if they're down? I don't think they can. I don't think they can hold a lead against a team like Philly. Yeah, go ahead and give me the Eagles in this game. 28-24 over Washington. It's going to be close. Yeah, I got a 4-point deficit. Give me the Eagles 28-24 over Washington. Flip, who you got? Eagles, Commanders.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, like you were alluding to. Carson Wentz, I think he might have found his system. I think this is the system that he's having the most fun in. He's got the weapons: Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas. He's got Antonio Gibson back there. It's going to be Brian Robinson as well. The defense. I mean, they've been keeping it, close enough for them to go out and win games or just be in that game. I know the Lions got the best of them, and that's kind of why I'm leaning towards the Eagles in this one, because that Eagles offense has shown us that it can be high-powered too. Jalen Hurts is having a hell of a year so far. I like this Commanders team, but I got to go with the Eagles in this one. I'm going to say Eagles 28-24 over the Commanders.
All right, Waz, so you got Commanders, Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles in this game. I don't. Again, this would be nice for Wentz to get a little bit of revenge against his former team. But I just think with what we saw, Monday night, Philadelphia looks pretty solid. Both sides of the ball. I just think that the fastest and the ways they can kind of attack Washington is just going to leave Washington's defense exposed. I think the only way Washington wins this game, they need part of this season. I think Washington needs to make this kind of a slugfest game. Just very, 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 very low scoring, control time of possession. Get Gibson all the carries you can get and muster against this team, and just kind of grind it out and edge out maybe like a 17-13 victory. I just don't see that Washington defense holding Philadelphia's offense in that fashion. So give me Philly to win this game. Philly will win this 23-17.
All right. Next up, NFC South matchup, we got the New Orleans Saints going on the road against Carolina Panthers. I don't know what's up with the Carolina Panthers, but thing is, because they can score, they got weapons and they have the ability to score. I don't know if it's their defense that's dropping the ball or it's just the play calling is terrible. The Saints haven't looked bad in any games. They really haven't. And I mean, I'm not really too hot on Jets as a start. I feel like they might be able to do better later on down the road, but we'll see about that. And this is going to be another one of those strange games. And it's an NFC South matchup, so both these teams, know each other pretty well. The Saints are favored by 3 points in this game. If I'm a betting man, I'll take that bet. But going ahead and give me the Saints in this game, 27-21 over the Carolina Panthers. Flip, who you got? Saints, Panthers.
You're asking what was wrong with this Panthers team? Same thing that happened to this Bengals team.
Yeah.
That O-line cannot protect Baker. He doesn't have enough time to get it out to a DJ Moore or Robbie Anderson. And for some reason, I mean, Baker's never really been that guy, I guess, but he needs to start checking it down to Christian McCaffrey way more.
Yeah.
I need to see a game where Christian McCaffrey gets because he can't play hero ball in this offense. That O-line, it won't protect him long enough. Mm-hmm. So until we see that, I don't think we see it this week because Cam Jordan is just going to have a field day on him. That Saints defense is too, dangerous to be just throwing and praying that they come down with the ball for you. Saints offense looks good. They get Kamara back this week. I don't see why I put the Panthers here. Give me the Saints 23-17 over the Panthers.
All right, Waz, who you got? Saints, Panthers.
I will have to lean. This is a toss-up game for me because I feel like again the Panthers they're in both games so far this season. I think they should have won against the Giants. They blew it. They choked again against the Browns. The Saints were basically in all the way with the Bucs until late in that fourth. Things turned around after the fight scuffle that broke out.
Yeah.
It's just both quarterbacks so far this season, Winston and Mayfield, been a little bit underwhelming so far this season. Again, what Flip was saying, which again Mayfield would have somewhat of a better rapport connection with McCaffrey. Again, you have a healthy McCaffrey. He needs to be getting a bunch of touches. He's been kind of underutilized because of the injuries the last few years. Use him while you can on the field before that potentially inevitable injury. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So again, maybe we'll see that this game. But this is I'm gonna pick the Panthers. They're at home. This is two. Again, this is like a pick 'em for me.
Yeah.
Give me Carolina. I'll give Carolina by a field goal. I think Carolina wins this 21-18. I can see this either way, but I'm going to go with Carolina just because of the record. They're 0-2. They need a win. They're at home. Give me Carolina to win this game 21-18.
All right. Next up, we got Jaguars Chargers. This game is interesting, but I didn't really expect to go too far this year. Chargers looked pretty damn good against the Chiefs last week, but they dropped the ball. The thing is, I actually called that Chiefs game, but we don't know how healthy Justin Herbert is day to day, and that Jags defense is looking like. I mean, it's not the 27 Jags defense, but they might do just enough to give Justin Herbert a little bit of trouble, but not if the Chargers can get that running game back on track. I'll tell you that. And the Jags gave Washington some trouble, even though they lost. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, but I think they may actually be able to make a little bit of a statement in the AFC South. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to take the safe route with this one, though. Going ahead and give me the Chargers in this game. Let's say 26-17 over the Jaguars. Flip, who you got? Jags, Chargers.
I mean, it's biasness, of course, but I'm definitely going to go with the Chargers in this one. Herbert, he has a little rib cartilage injury. They always tell them, take a shot, they'll be fine, probably going to wear a vest, they'll be good to go.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of quarterbacks have that injury in that chest area. They just vest it up and they go. Keenan Allen should be back this week. And this Jags defense has been good, but I kind of want to call it a little fluky. They did go up against a Colts team that was missing their star receiver.
Yeah.
The rest of that receiving group is pretty terrible, not going to lie. All you have to do at that point is just stop Jones and Taylor and you're good to go. That's exactly what they did. The offense has been looking solid, but the way this Chargers defense has been, Derek Carr threw 3 picks. Mahomes should have had 3 picks thrown, but a lot of dropped interceptions. He did not look good that game. I can't see the Jags winning this game, honestly. The AFC West is probably the one of the toughest divisions, if not the toughest division in NFL right now. And I don't see the Jags competing with any of those teams really outside of maybe the Broncos. So give me the Chargers in this. I'll say 27 to 16 over the Jags.
All righty. Oh, so you got Jags Chargers.
Yeah, I think it's all going to depend on the health of Herbert. Again, after that rib injury, last week, if he's not able to kind of really compete or grow comfortably at all, and it's a detriment. I can see the Jags team maybe sticking an upset here. But this Jags team, again, they're again, it feels like a different team, just in terms of confidence, just in terms of the energy, the atmosphere in that around that locker room, that organization, just from kind of like what I kind of hear and peep from Jacksonville Talk Radio. And again, I think they could catch the Chargers slipping a little bit. And I think the Chargers might benefit just from the fact that I don't think there's going to be enough I don't think Jags fans are going to fill up Los Angeles per se.
Yeah.
This might actually be a legitimate home game for Los Angeles. There actually might be more Chargers fans than Jags fans at that stadium.
Yeah.
But so long as Herbert's healthy, he stays away from Tyrod Taylor's doctor and doesn't get lung puncture. I think he might be all right.
Yeah.
So I'll pick the Chargers here. The Chargers should win this game as long as Herbert is, at least the closest is able to not, able to do the normal things there. Give me Chargers to win this game. 20-24, but I could see the Jags again. Maybe the Jags keep it close to finish 4, and then kind of definitely surprise the people this weekend.
All right. Next up, NFC West divisional matchup. We got the LA Rams going on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, we both know what these teams bring to the table as far as offense, but guys, I want y'all to follow me on this here. Just follow me on this. The Rams banked against the Bills in the home opener, and the Falcons gave them all they can handle. The Falcons, the Chokeland Falcons. The Cardinals don't really have that much of a convincing loss, and Kyler has just woken up. So, and the thing is, the Rams are only favored by 3.5 points. But the thing is, there's no reason why the Cardinals can't come away with the win with this game. It's all a matter of which quarterback gets sacked less. And I think that Matt Stafford might have better protection, but I don't know what it is. But Kyler Murray just has a way of pulling wins out of thin air. I don't know why, but he does. And that a clutch factor like that could prove useful in a game like this. This might be a game of the week, boys. And I don't know if y'all want to call this an upset or not, but if you do, I'm going to go ahead and call the upset. Go ahead and give me the Cardinals in this game over the Rams. Give me the Cardinals 28-26 over the Rams. Flip, who you got? Rams, Cardinals.
If there's one thing that will not happen, the Cardinals are not making a comeback in this game. Aaron Donald wouldn't allow it. Jalen Ramsey wouldn't allow it. No. Raiders team that Raiders team it's bad, and even then it took 2 fumbles for the Cardinals to feel that. I can't see them beating the Rams team. They've had a slow start, but they're starting to kind of get a rhythm. They're trying to get Cam Akers set up for the rest of the season. They're getting Allen Robinson more involved. They did almost blow this lead to the Falcons, but I mean, once again, we saw Jalen Ramsey with the pick at the end.
Right.
This Cardinals team, they're missing too many people. They're not going to have Rondell Moore. James Conner's ankle's banged up now.
Mm-hmm.
They still don't have D-Hop for, what,
3 or 4 more games, yeah.
Yeah, so without D-Hop and Moore and all those guys, I don't see A.J. Green out here outplaying
Cooper Kupp,
Jalen Ramsey and those guys. I don't see Marquise Brown getting any catches on Jalen Ramsey. And Cooper, like you said, he's going to go crazy. Derek Carr, I don't know why he went away from Devontae Adams as much as he did. Maybe the critics said that he's the one-trick pony with Adams there, but Matt Stafford doesn't care. He's going to throw everything to Cooper Kupp if he has to.
Yeah.
So, give me the Rams in this. I'll say 31-24 over the Cardinals.
All right, Waz, who you got? Rams, Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going to have to lean with the Rams on this game. There's a lot of kind of shenanigans that kind of went on in that Arizona game last week for them to get back and win against the Raiders. Meanwhile, the Rams, granted, I knew that they wanted to kind of maybe give that game away to the Falcons.
Yeah.
I still have to pick, again, the defending champs. Even though they're on the road, the Rams have kind of played well against Arizona historically over the last couple of years. They feel like they do kind of play well and beat them, pick them down. I think Murray, he seems to play better. Again, I've heard this before a couple of times. He seems to play better when kind of given more freedom to kind of do his own thing, draw the play in the dirt type of backyard football. I don't think that's going to work against this defense. With the Rams to win this. I don't trust Arizona. Again, Arizona, at least you could argue through 6 quarters, was probably, again, looking like one of the worst teams in the football. Save for that comeback in the second half against the Raiders. I think the first 6 quarters are more in line with who the Cardinals are, as opposed to the remaining 2 quarters in OT against the Raiders. Give me Los Angeles to win this game 27-23.
All right. Next up, we got Seahawks, Falcons. Oh boy, this is a confusing one because the Seahawks haven't been able to get a damn thing going on, and the Falcons just keep blowing games left and right. This is going to come down to who can. It's going to be a choke-off, pretty much. It's going to be who can blow more opportunities than the other team, because neither one of these teams is really all that good right now. Man, it's going to be a strange one. But see, here's the thing is, even though the Falcons' record is 0-2 right now, in the last game against I don't know if you can call that fluky if you want, but especially in that last half against the Rams, Marcus Mariota woke the hell up. I don't know what it is, but he woke up. That running game did too. The Seahawks, I don't really know if I want to, put all my faith and trust in Geno Smith. And the thing is, he's got some pretty damn good weapons too. But I think the only thing that really separates the two teams is the fact that the Seahawks has a better defense. And by big defense, I mean pass rush. And they can get to that defense is actually going to be able to get to Marcus Mariota. They're only favored by 1.5 over the Falcons, but I'm going to take that bet. Going ahead and give me the Seahawks in this game 20.
I'm leaning towards the Falcons in this one.
Whoa.
Both teams have, both teams are not amazing, but I think it's what I've seen from the Falcons. they got smoked by the Rams, but they did mount a comeback at the end a little bit.
Yeah.
They were still in it. I see Marcus Mariota is. They do need to get Kyle Pitts involved. Their running game is a little suspect right now. I know they're starting to give the rookie some run. Cordero Patterson is still their lead back. Drake's great though. He might end up being a rookie of the year kind of guy if Garrett Wilson and those boys don't give him too much trouble. But man, I just don't like this Seahawks offense. Rashad Penny's looking mediocre. Every time Geno throws the ball, it's a short yardage. It doesn't look great. It looks great when he throws it and they catch it, but then you see the stat line and you're like, oh. so it's just I can't trust the Seahawks team to up the point to keep up with the Falcons offense that has shown me that they can score on a great defense. So give me the Falcons in this one, say 23-16 over the Seahawks.
All right. Wise, who you got? Falcons, Seahawks.
Yeah, like Flip said, I'm going to agree. The Falcons have at least kind of had some sparks and flashes so far this season. They have obviously a good young weapon in rookie Drake London. They haven't even really gotten Pitts off yet. Pitts hasn't really made that connection yet with Mariota. Maybe that we can definitely see that again against Seattle. I don't think Seattle offensively can really do anything to kind of put up against at least to give them a good enough lead to win in this game. Seattle's offense, again, granted they won against the Broncos, but they didn't score. They didn't score in the second half. Their offense didn't put up any points against San Francisco's defense. They only scored a touchdown off a blocked field goal. They've looked pretty bad. And again, it is Geno Smith. I don't think even at home, they're gonna be worth much against this against the Falcons team that can definitely put up some points at least, even though on the road they've looked a little bit better. Give me the Falcons to win this. I'll say Falcons win this game 27-13.
All righty. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Bucks at home against the Green Bay Packers. Now, a lot of people would argue that the Bucks have the Packers number, but despite a rough start from the Packers, Aaron Rodgers looked like he's starting to get back into his old rhythm, slowly but surely. And the Bucks are 2-0, but thing is, they didn't look all that good in the last game. The thing is, if Aaron Rodgers starts clicking on all cylinders, he can beat damn near any team. It's that defense that's got a hold, and the Bucks defense hasn't really looked that good lately. I mean, Tom Brady's Tom Brady, but even Tom Brady can only do so much. And the thing is, the running game is okay. I mean, it went from elite to okay, and Tom's pass rushing, protection isn't really that good lately. This is probably gonna come down to a one-score game. It's gonna come down to who is more clutch and who has the ball in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes of the game. I don't know if you can call this an upset or not, but go ahead and give me the Packers in this game. Give me the Packers 27-24 over the Bucks. Flip, who you got? Bucks, Packers.
I don't know who's starting that receiver for Tom Brady this game, but it might be Cole Beasley, it might be Scotty Miller, it might be Chris Godwin. I'm honestly, I don't know. And it looks like him and Aaron Rodgers are going to have the same receiving core out there. So it might be a battle of the running back. No, I say that because Alan Lazard, Sammy Watkins, and Christian Watson are hurt.
Yeah.
So
I think Lazard will be back. I think Lazard's back, and I think
he got hurt again. I think he
he
related to injury or something, but I think they play, but they're going to be banged up, and they don't even look good as it is. I think this is a running game. I think it's a battle of which quarterback can do the most with what they got, and which running game can be superior. It honestly looks like it's going to be the Packers. The thing that's leaning me towards the Bucs is the Bucs defense. I think the Bucs defense is one of the top defenses so far this year. The Packers defenses look all right, I guess.
Yeah.
They got cooked by the Vikings, and then they went up against the Bears. So I don't really want to say that they're a great defense. So
right.
I'm gonna go with the Bucs here, just because of the Bucs defense. Tom Brady's experience versus Aaron Rodgers' experience.
Yeah.
I think the defense is what's gonna hurt Aaron Rodgers in this game. That O-line is banged up already. Yeah, give me the Bucs in this one. I'll say it's a low-scoring game. 2017 over the Packers.
All right. All right, Waz, so you got Packers-Bucs.
Yeah, this is a really tough game, and it stinks that we're going to get a game with Brady and Rodgers, but with neither one with their kind of receiving core, at full strength at all whatsoever. Probably the worst that you'd argue that this is probably the worst receiving core that either have had in their entire careers.
Yeah.
And it sucks that they kind of have to go against each other in this light. But again, you can also argue they probably have some of the better running backs they've had in their entire careers as well. So again, I think like Flip alluded to, this will kind of lean towards a run style game. I think the Packers maybe have a little bit more light edge. I think with Brady not having Evans, unless Evans gets that suspension appeal before the game, I think Rodgers again, he's going to have a little bit more disposal, even though they're going to be on the road. Yeah, but the thing is though, is Tampa's defense has been really, really good. Tampa's defense is really, really good this season, and that could be enough. It's just we need to see if Fournette needs to have a big game. He had a solid week one, didn't do too much last week. He still got the victory. I think in order to beat the Packers, Fournette is going to need a loose run for 100 yards. Kind of take that pressure off of Brady. Have to do a whole lot because Brady's not going to be able to throw for 300 yards in this game. Not with what they got at their disposal in the receiving core. So I'm going to take the Bucs right now. Everything's kind of stacked against them right now. I think that's going to be enough to carry them in this game against Green Bay. Give me Tampa to win this, but it's going to be close. Tampa wins this game 21-17.
All right. Next up, prime time, Sunday night. We got the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium. The Denver Broncos, I expected a hell of a lot more of them, and the thing is, we know what their Achilles heel is: bad coaching. That's their only bad coaching and horrible play calling is the only weakness that they got right now. They got right, they'll be okay. 49ers, Jimmy Jesus is back where he belongs. It's unfortunate what happened to Trey Lance and his ankle. But yeah, the 49ers, they're pretty stout. The thing is, as long as you got Deebo Samuels, he's always dangerous. He's dangerous in the run and the pass game. The Broncos, they've got the pieces. They got the tools. They just, the thing is, like I said, they got Russ. Russ is arguably one of the better quarterbacks in the league right now. It's just that I feel like if he had more say-so over the play calling, they'd be a lot better off. But I don't know what's going on with them. Well, like I said, I do know what's going on with them. They can't get the play call together. This is a prime game too on the West Coast, and the Niners are only favored by 1.5 over the Broncos. A Broncos win would not surprise me. And that's the thing is that Russ is a better quarterback than Jimmy G, at least in my opinion. And the Broncos I don't want to say they got the better weapon. Nah, the 49ers might have the better weapons. Matter of fact, I'm sure that they got the better weapons. Oh boy. Give me the 49ers 28-25 over the Broncos. Flip, who you got? Niners Broncos.
Oh, this is Niners Seahawks, basically.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Yeah, it is.
Cortland Sutton, aka DK Metcalf. No Jerry Judy this week for the Broncos. Javante is an upgrade over Chris Carson, I think. Defense is solid. I mean, Bradley Chubb he's all right. Their secondary is all right. The thing that pushes me for the 49ers this game, one, Jimmy G is back. I think he knows that offense too well that he can just plug and play no problem. Kittle's probably going to be back this week. Debo's healthy. It doesn't really matter who they have in that backfield because Shanahan's going to make it work somehow.
Right.
So the 49ers are a running team. And what I saw in week 1 with the Seahawks, Rashad Penny ran, 12 carries, 60 yards on him, and he had 2 big runs that were called back. This is a 49ers game. The 49ers should run all over him, open up the passing lanes for Jimmy. He'll get it to Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling this might be a game where we see the 49ers of old, aka last year.
Yeah.
Give me the 49ers in this one. I'm going to say 27-23 over the Broncos.
All right. All right, Wise, who you got? Niners Broncos.
So this is an interesting game. I was looking forward to the season and how Trey Lance is going to look.
Mm-hmm.
Have problems and issues with the play calling that allowed him to take the injury. Shanahan basically trying to use our, basically franchise future quarterback that we've invested so much draft capital in as a fullback and trying to run him up the gut. In a week 2 game early in the first quarter to establish some offensive score, and we lose our quarterback again for the season. Feels like Groundhog's Day. This team has always been surrounded by injuries left and right, especially at the quarterback level. Garoppolo's been very injury prone over the years as he's been on the team. But again, with Jimmy G here, they're not going to lose a beat. Jimmy G knows this team, knows the offense. Everything's going to go as planned. It's basically going to be kind of a duplicate kind of season for them. Now, when it comes to the Broncos, Russ is he's just not that guy anymore. He is just not. He's not that guy that he was 4 or 5 years back. He's coming kind of regressing the last couple of years. He was in Seattle, and was kind of thinking and hoping and keep holding your breath to see how he's going to look at Denver, and maybe he'd be the guy that kind of rejuvenates that team. They were just a quarterback away, but I still, at this point now, with how Russ has looked, that team is still just a quarterback away. Russell Wilson's just not there. Honestly, I do disagree with you, Dreadman. I think Russ at this stage right now is as a quarterback, just straight pocket passing. I don't think he's too far off from Jimmy G. I think they're almost neck and neck.
Yeah.
Because Russell's not running the ball anymore. He's not scrambling. He's not dropping back 20 yards and then dodging defensive ends and giving receivers time to break routes and get open. He's not doing that anymore. He's strictly. I was just checking the stats right now. He has only 5 yards rushing so far this season. Only on like a 3 attempts, it looks like. It's not. He's just not that guy. If he's not running the ball like a couple times a game and scrambling and breaking free, getting first down, he's not as effective as advertised. He's not what Denver was wanting when they traded off the capital and gave him that contract. This Denver team, they're not. Russ isn't doing the thing. The coaching is definitely their biggest weakness. They're not even putting in their best running back with Javonte Williams in. I don't know why they're still doing a running back by committee with Melvin Gordon when clearly, Williams should be getting the majority of the catch, should be getting fed the ball more often. This is San Francisco's game. I think they win this pretty solidly. Give me San Fran to win this. I'll say to win this game 27-17.
All right. Last but not least, another NFC East matchup. Got the 2-0 New York Giants going up the Dallas Cowboys. A Cooper Rush led Dallas Cowboys. This is gonna be another strange one, but thing is, thing is, they got a perfect record right now, but it's gonna take just a little bit more convincing for me to believe that the Giants are for real, or the Giants are not who they've been in the last 3 to 4 years, which is just a lackluster football club. And the thing is, a lot of people said that the Cowboys are pretty much nothing without, but Cooper Rush is holding his own. We're just gonna see how that goes going forward. And the thing is, Zeke's gonna have to be the spearhead of that offense now. He really is. Because I don't know if you trust Cooper Rush for 4 quarters. I sure as hell wouldn't, especially with the O line that they got. And man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but go ahead and give me the Giants in this game for the first time in a while. Give me the Giants 26-23 over Dallas. Flip, who you got? Cowboys, Giants.
I gotta go Cowboys in this one. I don't think the Giants make it 3-0. This Dallas defense is amazing. As much as I hate to say that,
right.
They have probably the top defense in the league, maybe at least top 3. And that's all they need. The Giants defense has shown that it's pretty all right, but I mean that's against the Panthers and the Titans, which we saw were pretty. So I mean, I'm looking at those 2 games that they played. They're playing against some pretty weak teams. The Cowboys come out here. They show us that they can beat Bengals with Cooper Rush. That tells me that defense is strong. They were strong enough to put pressure on Burrow and disrupt that offense, which was a Super Bowl offense last year. So with that being said, they're getting Michael Gallup back this week. I don't think Zeke is that guy anymore. I think he's past his prime. But Tony Pollard's there. And Tony Pollard is a receiving machine. He's kind of like that receiving back like Austin Eckler. And Zeke's still that goal line dude. He can still get it done at the not the Zeke that we saw for the last few but I think he gets it done. He's got it to CD Lamb, no Dalton Schultz this week, but I mean you replace that with Michael Gallup, you're fine.
Right.
Give me the Cowboys in this. I'll say 20-16 over the Giants.
All right, Waz, who you got? Cowboys, Giants.
This defense they come up against. I think I can see Michael Parsons wreaking havoc on Daniel Jones last week, but it did. They beat the Bengals. And I think this will be a more again than the Bengals were last week. I think Dallas doesn't have to do too much. I don't think again the Giants do have hard to play. I don't think Daniel Jones is gonna blow the top off on that Dallas secondary. This Dallas defense I think could arguably be top 5 in the league, and again against this Giants offense, against this Giants team in general. But again, I think it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. I don't trust it. I think Dallas is going to take care of business on the road. Again, right the ship. Give me Dallas to win this game. I think it's a little bit of a slugfest. Give me Dallas to win 23-17.
All right. Well, boys and girls, that'll do it for our Week 3 predictions for the 4th and Goal podcast. Flip, Waz, any final thoughts before we sign out tonight?
crazy as this year has been,
Yeah.
as wild as it's been, I hope it keeps being crazy and wild.
Yeah, me too.
I like that every team is keeping things competitive.
Yeah.
I don't like when the league is so like straightforward and
predictable.
Some teams are just being asked, and yeah, it's like it's very, very predictable.
That's the reason why I picked a lot of underdog teams this year. Or I mean, especially this week. Yeah.
So looking forward, I'm looking forward to all these teams being competitive. They might not be, Super Bowl contenders or playoff contenders like that, but they're giving people fights. It's not just teams tanking and looking terrible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the season if it's gonna stay like this.
All right. Well,